Hi, I'm Jessica Kensky.
And I'm Patrick Downs, the co-authors of Rescue and Jessica, A Life-Changing Friendship. And this is...
Rescue, my service dog, and the star of the book. Kids have been so fascinated by us. When they see 3 metal legs and a dog in a red cape in a grocery store, they're just so overwhelmed with like new sights. They cannot help it, and they literally have walked into walls. We've seen it happen.
I was getting frozen yogurt for Jess after a particularly hard day, and I had just had surgery, so I wasn't wearing a prosthetic, I was using crutches. And as I'm pouring the froyo, I hear a kid's voice behind me say, "You don't have a leg." And I turned around and I said, "That's right." He goes, "Whoa." I said, "I know." I said, "But sometimes I'm like a transformer," because he was wearing a Transformers t-shirt, "and I put on a metal leg and then I can walk." He goes, "No way." I said, "Way." And he walked away with this huge smile on his face because he had like demystified this situation and learned something really cool and related it to his Transformers.
The book is this perfect space where I hope kids and adults are pausing on the pages, especially because Scott Magoon, I mean, not only did he do such a beautiful job in the artwork, but it was so important to us that it was really accurate. And so the prosthetics are very accurate. My residual limb is very accurate.
Wheelchairs, crutches.
Yeah, the medical equipment is very accurate. So it's a time to look and stare, and how is Jessica using this to get around?
Kids will be able to get to that point and ask those kind of questions. The staring is just this moment of taking in information from which they have this launching point to look into more things online, or to read more about rescue, or to appreciate other people in their community who they realize might encounter the world differently.
I'm a below knee amputee, so we really make it clear in the book what part of my leg is left, what part goes inside of this really hard carbon fiber socket. And these are just a couple, I mean, there's so many different disabilities and there's so many, different adaptive equipment. We're just introducing the kids to a couple.
As you follow Jessica and Rescue through the story, there are some very poignant moments of their struggle and how hard what they're doing is, how much practice it takes, how much emotional energy it takes, how much physical energy it takes, and yet how as a team they're really able to unite and overcome some of those obstacles, and then their strengths start to shine.
He's not trained as an emotional support animal. He's trained as a service dog for someone with a physical disability, but he lifts our spirits, and he really did during some of our biggest struggles. And there were times where Patrick and I just literally had nothing left, but we could always go outside and throw a tennis ball for rescue. And watching him play or be at the dog park or go for a walk and sniff was just so therapeutic. I really can't describe it. It almost became like our way to meditate.
He's a service dog, but he's still a dog, so he does all sorts of goofy things. The looks on his faces, the noises he makes, his incredible drive to be fed and food at all times, the way he plays, the way he sleeps. I mean, it's this such welcomed character in our home who just brightens every day for us, even when we're having really bad days.
It's so important to teach about tolerance and differences and kindness and overcoming obstacles. Like, these are all really important things that do come out in our story.
And we feel like Rescue is the embodiment of all those things.
Right.
As he accompanies Jess on this journey, he has to summon all of those beautiful characteristics to continue to accompany Jess through good times and bad. And so Rescue is this great little vehicle, and he's so charming and beautiful. And he has so much to teach us about just this unbridled loyalty to one another, and not being afraid of really difficult moments, but instead stepping it up.
Rescue and Jessica, a life-changing friendship. On a special farm in the countryside, a pup named Rescue was in training. He was learning to help people who could not see. But he was worried. His trainer had just said, "You aren't meant to be a seeing eye dog." That was hard for Rescue to hear. Helping people who can't see was the family business. "The service dog team is better for you," his trainer said. "Service dogs work beside their partners instead of in front of them." Will I be a good service dog? Rescue wondered. What will my new partner be like? Will she like me? Rescue didn't want to let anyone down. In a hospital in the city, a girl named Jessica was worried. Both of her legs were badly hurt. Everyone hoped her right leg would heal, but the doctors had to remove part of her left leg so she could be healthy again. "You're an amputee now, Jessica," the doctor explained. "You have to wear a prosthetic leg or use a wheelchair for the rest of your life." Wow, that was hard to hear. She had only ever walked on her own two legs. How will I do things on my own? Jessica wondered. When will I be able to walk again? What will my life be like? Her whole family was worried about her, and she didn't want to let anyone down. Back in the country, Rescue was learning how to be a service dog. When he wore his blue cape, that meant he was in training. He had to stay by his partner's side. He fetched all kinds of things. He even learned how to open doors. "Rescue, you're a natural," said his trainer. At the hospital, Jessica was learning new ways to do things that used to come easily. She used a wheelchair to get around, she practiced getting out of bed differently, and she put on a prosthetic leg so she could stand. She was learning how to walk again, even though her right leg was still hurt. "Jessica, you are becoming strong," said her doctors. Rescue was proud of all he had accomplished, but he was still worried. He was named in honor of a brave firefighter. He had big shoes to fill. Rescue wanted to help people, just like his namesake. Jessica knew she had made a lot of progress, but she was frustrated and sad about the things she still couldn't do. She wondered if she could ever be happy again. She felt like the changes were too big, too much. One day, a visitor came to see Jessica, and she brought her service dog, Currahee. Jessica saw how smart a dog like Currahee could help her. That very day, she started filling out the application to ask for a dog of her own. After a while, Jessica got some very exciting news. Rescue got some exciting news too. He also got a new red cape. Finally, the big day arrived. "It's nice to meet you, Rescue," said Jessica. She looks so nice and so pretty, Rescue thought. Rescue stood up very tall. He hoped she didn't notice his legs were trembling, but his wagging tail gave him away. Jessica smiled a big smile and laughed a big laugh for the first time in a long time. Jessica and Rescue stayed in the country for a few weeks, and Rescue showed her all the things he could do. "You're amazing," Jessica told Rescue. "You think I'm amazing," Rescue thought. "I think you're amazing." Back in the city, Rescue and Jessica got used to working together. Rescue brought her the things she needed. He opened things that were hard for her to reach. Rescue barked if Jessica needed someone. If she tripped, he would hold steady so she could get back up. Rescue and Jessica were always together, but when she didn't need his help, Rescue really liked to sleep. Jessica knew that even though Rescue was special, he was a regular dog too. She made sure that Rescue had playtime every day. But Jessica still wasn't completely healthy. One day her doctor told her that her right leg would have to be removed too. She would need to wear 2 prosthetic legs. This didn't get any easier for Jessica to hear. The night after the doctor removed her right leg, Rescue knew just what to do to help Jessica, all on his own. Rescue and Jessica had to start all over again. Slowly but surely, they learned how to do all the things they needed to do together. They did chores together, they played together, and they snuggled together. For the first time in a long time, Jessica felt happy, and that made Rescue happy too. "You changed my life, Rescue," she said. "I couldn't have done this without you." "I'm so proud of us," he thought. "You rescued me, Rescue," said Jessica. But the truth was, they had rescued each other. And here's a picture of the real Jessica and Rescue.
No one understands the special relationship between a dog and its owner better than Jessica Kensky. After she was injured in the Boston Marathon bombing, the avid runner eventually became a double amputee. To help her learn how to live her new life, she received a black Labrador Retriever named Rescue. Jessica's husband, Patrick Downs, is also an amputee from the bombing, and they consider Rescue their best friend and couldn't imagine living life without him. Jessica and Patrick write about their life-changing friendship with Rescue in a new children's book, and we are delighted to have them here with us to tell us more about it. Welcome to both of you. So great to see you.
Thank you for having us. That was a perfect introduction.
Oh, good. Thank you. And I'm so glad we're getting a chance to actually see Rescue in person because he's adorable in the book, but even sweeter in person. Tell us about your special relationship with him.
He just quickly became a part of our family. It's hard to remember what life was like before we had him, but he came to us during one of the darkest, most difficult times of our life. And the reason we got him was for such sad reasons, but he brought us and continues to bring us just endless happiness.
Yeah, I would imagine. Patrick, what does he actually do for you and for Jessica?
He's amazing. He can pick up things off the ground and hand them to Jessica. He can help her open a door. But he also has this incredible emotional power in our house where he's able to brighten our mood and entertain us. We laugh so many times throughout the day because of all the different antics that he gets himself into.
Yeah, he really is so fun. I mean, you can just tell by looking at these beautiful pictures that we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
So let's talk about why you wanted to write the book. It was a kind of an unexpected idea, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think we realized kind of what a scene we were making in public with children unintentionally. You know, we move through the world now sometimes in wheelchairs and no prosthetics, or walking with prosthetics and a dog in a red cape, and kids are just so curious and so fascinated. So we found ourselves having these conversations with kids, you know, in the elevator or at the mall or at the grocery store, and this book was our attempt to kind of take that type of interaction and make it on a much larger scale.
Yeah, what do you hope is going to come from this book?
We hope that kids take the opportunity to really sit with what it means to be a person with a disability, to examine all of our medical equipment, to see the way that Rescue is able to help, but also to notice the loyalty and companionship that Jessica and Rescue share, and how that is what is able to help them overcome obstacles. And we hope that kids then are able to notice the people in their life who help them through and really encourage them along the way.
I love, too, that the book is written in first person as Rescue, so you get to kind of hear how he feels, or how you would imagine that he feels. It says at the end of the book that you rescued each other. Do you really believe that?
I mean, I think Rescue might have been pretty comfortable wherever he landed, because that's just the kind of guy he is, but he certainly rescued me and rescued us through a lot of, you know, down dips, and he's there through the good times and the bad, and I feel like we wouldn't be sitting here talking with you about this exciting project had he never come into our life. So he's brought us a lot of happiness and joy and unexpected opportunities.
That's great. Could you see this being a series?
We've thought about it. We've thought about all the adventures that we RAC Rescue going through and how that can elucidate what it means to have a world that's more accessible to people with disabilities, or how we talk to kids about really difficult subjects as it relates to health. And we also just think he's so charming that people really take to him and see him as a messenger of all these really important themes.
Well, I would read them all and read them to the kids as well. Thank you all so much for being with us. It is a really special book. You can look for Rescue and Jessica, A Life-Changing Friendship, wherever books are sold.